So comfortably into the next round of the Worcestershire Senior Cup, in front of a good crowd as well today. What was your thoughts on your team's 4-0 win today?
Well, first and foremost, what you touched on, I mean, I've never seen as big a crowd at that as at a sort of an early stage county cup. Sensational, really, over 1,000. Is that our biggest crowd of the season? I think it is. It's very, if it's not, it's very close. So yeah, fantastic atmosphere for a start, which was brilliant. And yeah, listen, we had a few words after Saturday. Saturday I found unacceptable for a lot of reasons. And listen, I had this conversation again because I've had 2 days to stew on it, which is not always a good thing for me. So my pre-match talk was probably a lot more aggressive than it could have been normally. What I couldn't have was a repeat of Shifnal first half. At the entire 90 Saturday. So I thought what we did first and foremost, we actually did it right. We it was a game, I said to you Saturday, we can't really win. We can only really lose it. So I think everybody put a shift in, tried to play the game the right way, tried to get the basics done first and foremost. Put your head on it, put your foot in, turn them round, squeeze up, get hold of the second ball, play higher up all that stuff. Some individuals that played Saturday who didn't play well Saturday played a bit better tonight. But obviously you take that with, you ain't playing a step 3 team. Now if we're playing a step 3 team, we could have been 1-0 down inside 2 minutes with a short back pass. So there's pros and cons to take out of it. All it was for me in the end was that our attitude was correct. We went at it in the right manner. Gave Redditch Borough the respect that they deserved, because they've got promoted last year and they're doing well in their league this year. So, and as you saw, they got some decent players and they like to try and play out. So it was one of those we couldn't win, and we won, and we scored some goals, which was great. So pleased to be in the next round, and we'll sort of take it from there.
So in terms of the squad, you rotated a little bit, as we mentioned. Wanted to touch on a couple of the players that did start and gave a good account of himself. Cyrus with his first start. Marv had his start as well, and then obviously we've only just brought him in, but Sam Fitzgerald with an assist and 2 goals.
Yeah.
Are those sort of players and the others that played, I guess, giving you a bit to think about, and are they in contention for the league games that are coming up?
We've got, I think it's 5 games in 2 weeks. It's Saturday, Monday, and then there's a possibility of possibly that blank Saturday being filled. That's being worked on. So I think everybody's going to be in contention. It's such quick turnarounds at the weekends. The front 2 are a handful. To be fair, Marv, the longer he stayed here, he's really growing on me. He's a handful. He's big and strong. He's got a very good touch up to body. I mean, he does want to come to the ball and receive it to feet, which at times I'd probably like him to stay away from it a little bit, because sometimes our service into him ain't the best. But nevertheless, when he receives it, he gets hold of it and he makes it stick, and he can bring people into the game. And obviously, aerially, he's 6'3", whatever. So he's a unit. Cyrus is a real wild card. Ryan Collini had a shout about him. He's playing at Rugby Borough, but he is blistering quick. He is ridiculous. His pace is ridiculous. So that's always going to bring problems for anyone, really, any defence. So yeah, listen, they did well as a pair. They worked hard. Cyrus could have had 2 or 3, to be honest with you, and he's really raw. He wants to hit everything like it's coming out of an elephant gun. He's never gonna. He needs to get a few different clubs out of his bag at times. And Marv, at times when the ball's wide, needs to get himself in the box rather than fronting up, because he ain't going to score there. He needs to get in there, and we need to get balls into the box. But yeah, those two did well. Sam, he's another one. He's another wild card, really. I think someone told me he plays five-a-side for England or something like that. He trained with us on Thursday, and small-sided game, half a pitch. He looked like Glenn Hoddle. You know, his touch, his awareness, his passing range, different class. But you know, he's flitted around at our level. He's flitted around at say at step 3 and step 4. And sometimes you look at it and thinking, is there a reason? You know, so the reason would be certainly not technical. Does he work hard enough? Which he did tonight. He's obviously got a couple of goals and an assist. So again, he's 6'2". He's a good shape. If you're loose in possession at step 3 and give it away and you get counted, you'll get punished. So there's things like that where the penny's got to drop with him. He's got to be really secure with it when he's in possession. But he drifted in off that side into midfield a little bit off his perch, got hold of it, and then he's got a wand of a left foot. So yeah, he did well. And those 3 really have only joined us. Certainly Marv's been here longer, but the other 2 have only joined us in the last couple of weeks. So still, we're always on the lookout for players. We always need strengthening, always. So, the lookouts are always out there looking for us.
So moving into Saturday's game, back in the league, feels like a long time now, with 2 cups back to back. But AFC Sudbury are the visitors, and they started their season very well. What are you expecting from that season? Good side.
They're a good side. I've seen their 2 last league games. So that unless they change, they've been 3-5-2. Look to play from the back. Look to play through the thirds as much as possible, but they've got pace up front. Joe Neal, obviously, who's been around a little bit at our level, still a young lad, but he's got a little bit of pace off the shoulder. But they're a technical team. They've got some big lads with the back 3 going in. Work a variety of different set plays, different corners. They'll be a right handful. They've had some real good results. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're the high scorers in the division. I think they've got 21, something like that, 21 goals. They're a good team. And if we give them chances, we'll get punished, for sure. We'll get punished. But we're in a position at the moment where we've got 1 or 2 games in hand on some of them that are above us, with 9th or something like that, with 3 points, but still 3 points off Stamford. And only Stamford have won more games than us in the division. So, we've got to try and get back to being as punishing as we were in the first 5 or 6 games, where we looked as though we were like a razor threat in behind for pace. And we need to get back to that, and we need to get back to turning back 3s, because certainly with Sudbury, Bedford, who we played the week before, obviously with Lobjoy, the two lads up front who have got a bit of pace. They're a handful, and that might be a way to try and hurt them a little bit. But our lads have got to get back to A, 1, hitting some quality in behind, and B, making them runs in behind, because we seem to have stopped doing it, and that's sort of resulted in us drying up a little bit in terms of our goal scoring. Hopefully that will give 1 or 2 a bit of confidence tonight. But yeah, Saturday will be a really tough game, and then the flick round, and you look at Barwell's form. They beat Stratford on Saturday in the cup, beat Telford at home the week before. They're finding some form and creeping up the league. So as ever, I don't think you're ever going to ask that question. I'm going, this is what, it's always going to be a tough game. So yeah, we need to embed ourselves in and make sure we're ready.